Welcome to the Yukon and North 61. One of my favorite channels on YouTube, I watch every video he makes, is from Lever Guns 50, or here in Canada, Lever Guns 50. He plays with big bore levers, and he's having way too much fun, so I'm gonna go up. I've done the 450 Marlin, I've done the 405 Winchester. Today we're gonna look at something a little bigger. One of the most versatile firearms I own is this 350 Rem Mag. So it shoots a 250 grain bullet with a ballistic coefficient, or rather a sectional density of about 270 at about 2,400 feet per second. So it's 300 yard capable. What would happen if instead of a 250 grain bullet with that sectional density, I could shoot a 400 grain bullet at the same speed for the same distance, but with 160% the energy? What would that be like? Winchester Model 70 Safari Express, 458 Win Mag, 400 grain bullets, 2,400 feet per second. Sectional density of 270.270. And the same speed, same trajectory as the 458 if you use pointed bullets. You can get pointed bullets from Barnes Originals. Also Woodley, 400 protected point. Turns this into quite an interesting firearm for the biggest of North American game. .500 Winchester dangerous game. Shoot just a little low. It's about 2070 and 4 inches to the right. So I just moved it, and we're going to try the 400 grain bullets next. It should be 2,400, but that's just according to the book. .15.
You see, it gives you at the different distances.
It's a machine. Yeah. Oh, it's very similar. 2320. So this is the Winchester 70 Safari Express, and it's controlled round feed. They talk about the pre-64 Winchester. I wonder if these are as good or better. I don't know. I think maybe they are. One of the things I like about it is it's got two recoil lugs, one underneath the sight and one where they normally are. Both of them are steel bedded into the stock to keep it from splitting. It's also got these ornamental stock bolts. The controlled round feeding is wonderful. Like I've worried about American-made firearms because sometimes I get them and there's problems with feeding and stuff, but man, this gun is slick as hell. And look at the groups. So I forgot my targets, so I used this target that already has shot shell holes in it. But there's the 500 grain Winchester dangerous game loads, and that's 1.1 inch group. Here's the 400 Spears, and that's a 1.24 inch group. And those 400 Spears are going at 2315. Those are the flat nose Spears. And here's the 400 grain Barnes Spitzer. First load I tried, it's a 2.4 inch group, and it's going at 2320 feet per second. I'm going to try to get it up to 2400. And there's the 350 Spears. And I was shooting at a target up here. And the interesting thing is, between the 500 grain bullets and the 350 grain bullets, there's only about 1, 2, 3 inches in elevation, which is unusual for a big bore. And these 350 Spears I didn't measure their speed, but they should be going close to 25. So you know, with those 400 grain Barnes Spitzers, this is easily a 300-yard rifle. So stock design has so much to do with recoil. And this stock design is wonderful for soaking up recoil. So I'm shooting those 500 grain loads from the bench. And as long as I'm up high, so it's coming straight into my shoulder, piece of cake. I'm gonna have to use a different scope. These 1.75 to 6 power, I really like them. These loopholes, but they have limited elevation and adjustment range, and I just can't get it quite on the target. So I'm gonna have to put a scope with more elevation on it. So that's just the luck of the draw. It's actually a really good scope, but I don't want to shim it. So I'm going to probably put a 4 power straight loophole on this rifle and swap this out, put this on my 350 Rem mag, which is a great scope for the 350 Rem mag, and hopefully I can get it sighted in. Really like these detachable. That's quickly detachable, and now I got an open-sighted rifle. So if I get a bison wounded in the thick stuff, I could just take that scope off and make sure I've sighted in my open sights. And now I got a fighting arm. Now I got a precision arm. And these are guaranteed to repeat to within a half a minute. And they're very quick on and off, and they clamp right down. Pretty damn good.
Okay.
Yeah, with that Ballistic Labs radar, I was able to check out the actual ballistic coefficient. So that Spitzer from Barnes started out at 2320, and I got the 50-yard speed. So with that, I could plug that in and find out that although this has a claimed by Barnes ballistic coefficient of 0.389, that was actually 0.296 or 0.090 less. So that's not that's actually meaningful. And this spear bullet is closer to the, but it was claimed at 0.214, and it was actually 0.167. So it's down quite a bit too. And when you plug those new numbers into the Hornady ballistics calculator, I think because of bullet expansion, I've got a 250-yard gun with this 400 Spitzer, and I still have 2,500 foot-pounds. And with the flat nose, I don't know, it gets pretty loafy pretty quick. So that's maybe 150 yards, maybe 200. So do I have a 300-yard rifle? Not yet. I'm going to have to try those Woodleys, I guess. Anyway, pretty good tool. Thanks. Oh, next up for me, for this 458, I'm going to do some bullet testing to see how the expansion goes. I was watching Lever Gun 50s. He actually had pretty good luck with these spears, although they're considered a little bit too soft. So I'll give these a try. I've got some big 510 grain Hornadays designed for big buffalo, and these little 350 grain spears are supposed to be a little tougher. So we'll see how it all goes. Will these Barnes Originals be core shedders? Especially when I put this cantilever in them. We'll have to test that out.